I interview people each week on the topic of money. From side hustle grafters all the way through to millionaires, I'm going to put this bluntly. None of them are on the minimum wage. Let's not dress this up. There's a reason why engineers, bankers, and other high flyers speed up on their financial journey more quickly than the rest. But financial independence is not about an intelligence. In this video, we're going to unpick what the problem is and whether there's a solution. Stay tuned to hear my challenge specifically for you to shake up this financial institution. And subscribe to see more videos in the future. Do it right away. Now let me introduce myself without further delay. My name is Joshua and welcome to The Art of Money Saving. This is the place where you can come to hear inspiring financial stories from everyday people. Now, let's get into it. If you're a member of any social media personal finance group, then you'll be used to seeing very different types of cultures, ages, personalities, lots of different types of people on their pathway to financial independence. But hearing from people on a minimum wage salary is fairly rare, not unprecedented, of course, but there are 4 reasons why I think this may be the case. Firstly, they have no idea that financial independence exists. Secondly, they're in debt. Thirdly, they don't have enough disposable income to make financial independence work. And lastly, they don't want to share their financial situation for fear of embarrassment. Let's tackle these points individually and begin with point number 1, and that's not knowing about FI or financial independence. This can't be surprising for us because the concept of financial independence for an everyday normal person hearing it for the first time simply sounds way too impossible. So I'm going to try my best to sum up financial independence in under 20 seconds now. Wish me luck. Financial independence is about building an amount of wealth that's substantial enough for you to live off for the rest of your life. This has been achieved by normal everyday people by investing their money consistently over a number of years into the stock market. These people buy flashy cars or flaunt their wealth, but they stick consistently to their financial plan. Now that you've watched this video, you know about financial independence too, and of course I'd encourage you to learn some more along the way. I've said it before, you might have forgot. I'll say it once more. Oh, forsake me not. Subscribe, like and share, and hit the subscription bell. That's all for now. I bid you farewell. Point number 2, you're in debt. A UK credit card making the minimum payments each month would take 25 years and 1 month to repay. Your biggest wealth building tool is your income. Now, if you're using that income to pay off debts, or indeed if you're using that to buy new things and put them on credit, then that's going to completely sabotage your financial plan. But if you are in consumer debt, and I would argue that that excludes mortgage repayments and student debt in the UK, then you're going to want to get to know the Dave Ramsey baby step club or scheme. This is going to be the best place for you to start your debt-free journey. Our behavior around money is often very irrational, and it's therefore very important that you dig deep and understand the underlying cause of your debt. This will be the same when it comes to investing your money in the stock market. What is your risk appetite? Are you comfortable with the ups and downs of the market? This is all to do with financial mentality, and it begins with how you take control of your money in this very moment. Firstly, build an emergency fund, pay off your debt, and then start to plan your financial independence future. Point number 3 is arguably the most controversial topic of the video, and it's about not having enough funds or disposable income to be able to pursue financial independence at all. When you have workers that are able to save up to 80% of their income, of course, naturally they're going to be able to achieve financial independence much more quickly. I often see posts on both Reddit and Facebook of people saying in the UK and in the US, I earn £100,000 a year, or I earn $150,000 a year. The way in which these people often describe their financial journey sounds very easy. I started at point A, I arrived at point B, and at point B there was a little bit of difficulty, but then I moved to point C, and now I have a net worth of X amount. I've heard these types of stories thousands of times, and we do all have that curiosity to know, how did this person achieve their financial independence so quickly? But as someone that's interviewing people on a weekly basis around the topic of money, I want to keep my audience's feet firmly on the ground. Suggestions for those with a smaller scale salary often begins with education. Learn more. If you know things that other people don't, then you're able to leverage that and charge money. Side hustles. If you're already in a full-time position, actively finding ways of increasing your net worth in the evenings and weekends. We've all heard these suggestions before, and whilst they're not inherently bad, what they don't offer is the opportunity for someone to enact these very quickly in their lives. After reading the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, I started to realise that it's possible to have riches in your bank account but still be very poor in your mentality, and this is the first fundamental thing to change. If you are on a smaller scale salary, are you someone that's actively trying to find a solution to this problem, or is the world set against you and you'll never find your way? The author encourages you to embody a rich man's mindset regardless of your state of wealth. Are you guilty of saying, I can't afford it, as opposed to saying, how can I afford it? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to become the world's greatest next entrepreneur. It could just mean picking up some extra shifts at work, or even asking your boss for a raise in your salary. Value your time and expertise, and don't forget to be generous along the way too. For point 4 on financial embarrassment, I'm going to get a little bit of help from a podcast guest that I had on episode 46. She went from a £40,000 salary to becoming an everyday millionaire and has some really fascinating insights.
And I was thinking, so there's something not right. So I'm miserable and I'm wealthy. These people want to learn how to manage their money, but they're just not listening to me. And let's be clear about this. These people who I'm helping are extremely intelligent human beings. They're all very qualified, possibly running big budgets at work. And yet when we're looking at their personal finance, they're not wanting to do it. So it's not their ability. So what's going on? And I went, it's what's going on in here, in their mindset. So for instance, if somebody's wanting to build wealth, like a young person like yourself, etc., I think just to consider, where are you doing that from? Where is that coming from? If it's coming from a place of lack and not being good enough and trying to, fit in and all that kind of stuff like I did, that's not the nice part.
Behaviour is key to your financial plan and is something that's often overlooked. Take a look at the FIRE community. If I invest £600 into the stock market for 34 years at 7% return per annum, I'm going to become a millionaire. Simple. What about the variables that we have in life? If you lose your job, if you have children, if you get sick and you're not able to work and don't have an income protection insurance plan, for example. There are always going to be things that are going to come along and disrupt our financial plan. But that's why consistency and financial mentality are hugely important. That begins by saying yes to talking about money with your spouse, family, or friends. I said at the start of the video that I was going to give you a challenge, so here it is. I want you to find one person in your life this week. And perhaps the rule is you've never had a conversation with this person about money before. And this is the week where you're going to instigate that conversation. It could be about budgeting, personal finance, investing. Just start that conversation and see where it leads. The more that we start talking about money, the more it's going to be open and airy and light and accessible for people to understand and relate to. Thank you for tuning into this video. See you next time. Do make sure you subscribe. Bye now.